Hi, I'm Katie. I am a certified gel nail technician, and today I'm going to be answering your questions from Reddit. And guess what, everyone? Today I remembered my microphone, so the audio will be better than it was last time. Okay, question number 1 of the day. Can't be bothered to care, says they need shaping help. Okay, there's a lot of questions happening in this one question. I think they are trying to ask if they have successfully achieved an almond shape. They are also asking about their sidewalls. They think they're damaging their sidewalls, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And then they also ask if their nails overall are healthy, which is really hard to determine without being able to ask them more questions, but we can also chat a little bit about that too. Okay, first, let's talk about the almond shape. Okay, wait, I gotta set myself up here. I was not prepared for this. I have to get this picture on my iPad. That's gonna bother me if it's not straight. How do I make it straight? Oh my god, if it's not 90.0. Oh, I have to leave it at 89.9. Wow. It's okay, I'm gonna make it. That is rough though. Someone needs to teach me how to use Procreate properly. So again, because I can't ask this person any questions, I'm gonna have to run with some assumptions here. Usually when people are going for an almond shape, the reason why they are attracted to an almond shape is because they want something that is classic, not too bold, feminine. So it's like slimming. People love that shit, and I respect it, okay? I love that shit too. So with the assumption that that is what this person is going for with their shape, I've got a couple of suggestions to make. 1, I think that the point is too pointy. So I would round those out a little bit. Okay, you get it. I don't have to do it to everyone. Then the second thing that I think is happening here, we're gonna ignore this middle finger because she's a little shorter than the other fingers. So there's a couple of issues happening there because it's shorter. So I'm gonna focus on the middle finger of this hand right here. Basically, the widest part of the nail is right here, right now. So it's quite a straight sidewall we've got here, and then a very abrupt sort of angular corner, and then a very straight side or angle here. And then before, what we had, very angular corner here, straight sidewall here, angular corner here. The reason why I'm assuming this person is not happy with the shape is because of all of those angles. Again, like I said, when we are going for an almond, usually the reason why people are attracted to an almond is because an almond is very soft, feminine, classic, etc. Angles, harsh angles are not those things. Harsh angles are giving bold, a little loud, a little bit disruptive, right? Those are kind of the emotions that we feel when we see very angular silhouettes in style and fashion in general, including nails, right? So, all this to say, it's a pretty easy fix. You're just going to soften out the angle there, soften out the angle there, and then soften out the angle on the top. And obviously, don't make it look jittery like that, because you're going for smooth, soft, feminine. That's what an almond is, right? Okay, so this brings us to, I think, what their second issue is, which is their sidewall. What did they say here? They say, but now I think I'm damaging my sidewall. With natural nails, when we are talking about the sidewall, there is really only one thing we can talk about, and that is, are you filing notches sort of into your nail? So let's look at the pinky here. So all of this nail plate is attached to the nail bed, right? Everywhere that it's pink here, all of this is attached to the nail bed. And then this white part here, the free edge, is not attached to the nail bed. When you are filing your natural nails, you do not want to try to file them skinnier. This is a common mistake that people make when they're trying to make their nails look slimmer and skinnier. You don't want to make them skinnier by cutting off this section here, because you can't cut it off. You really shouldn't cut it off there. That will hurt a lot. And then when the nail starts to regrow, it will regrow from here, this area anyways, and so you get these notches in your nail like this, right? Because you tried to file it skinnier, but then you can't file it skinnier here because that's where your nail grows. And so you get this little notch here. That's not good. That will cause your nails to break, which I think is what a lot of us are trying to avoid. It also hurts, so just better avoid it. So my general rule is that you want to leave maybe 1 to 2 millimeters of free edge, and then honestly, do whatever you want. You can take a whole chunk out of it here if you want to. I don't care. Will this part probably break off if you take this chunk out? Yeah, probably will. So it won't be the most structurally sound shape. However, it's not going to hurt you. So again, if we're looking at this middle finger here now, see, I did not take anything off here, right? Where her plate is attached, or their plate is attached to their nail bed, right? We're not taking anything off there. But here and here, where that little corner was before, that angular corner, we are going to take some off. I don't know that really answered her sidewall question. It's just when you're working with natural nails, the only thing you really have to worry about is that you're not trying to file into the part of your nail that is attached to your nail bed. When we're talking about nail enhancements and when we're building a nail and what the sidewall should look like when we're building a nail, that's a whole other separate conversation. So I guess in short, I wouldn't worry about it too much with natural nails this length. You're gonna be fine as long as you're not creating those little notches. It's all good. Third question, overall health of the nail. On first appearance, these look like lovely, healthy nails. Okay, let's get rid of all of this. Okay, I'm just looking at this one picture right now. To me, these look like really healthy nails from what I can see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for sort of excessive redness that can be an indicator that the nail is thin. I don't really see that. The other thing that I'm looking for too is sometimes when you have white sort of peels across your nail like this because you've been peeling off gel, that's another indicator that your nail is, being thinned out. I don't see any of that here. Also, another one, and this I notice really on myself a lot, is when my nails start to thin out because I've been overfiling them, these sort of vertical striations that we see in the nail here, like this, will go away. So again, to me, that indicates that it's probably not overfiled. The only thing that could potentially be concerning to me, again, and I'd have to talk to this person to ask them, but you see, this is where their finger is underneath their nail. And all this space here, this is their free edge. So that means that this nail plate is not attached like we were talking about before. This is where their hyponychium is. Their hyponychium is the seal between the outside world and the inside of their body. I would be really curious to ask them if they have noticed that their hyponychium has been receding towards their cuticle. That could be an indicator of something happening. What is that something, you ask? Could be various things. If they're using gel products, that can be an indicator of a potential sensitivity or allergy. If the nail plate is starting to lift away from the nail bed. If they like to wear their nails really long, that can be an indicator of trauma. If this is where this person's hyponychium has always been, not a problem. But if they've been wearing really long nails and this is happening, or if they've been wearing gels or acrylics and this has been happening, then I think it would just be a conversation with them, how quickly has it been receding? Are we worried about it, etc.? Yeah, that's really the only thing I can see on these people's nails. And again, I can't even say anything because I don't know them. I haven't talked to them. Patrick_Stir is asking, I just got the new Kiara Sky line. I used the black and cured. To take off the tacky layer, I used 99% isopropyl alcohol with a lint-free pad, and I see other people do it and it's still shiny and no color comes off the pad, ? The assumption that I'm going to make about this person is that they don't know what an inhibition layer is. Gel cannot cure in the presence of oxygen, except for no wipe top coats. They're a weird exception for some reason that I don't understand. That's okay, I'm not a chemist, okay? We can't be everything to everyone. But basically, for most gel products that we're using, gel polishes included, the very top layer of gel won't cure. And so if you fully cure it and you touch it, it will still be sticky. I think what this person is assuming is that their gel is not curing properly because they are wiping it and there are some uncured gel left on the top of the nail, I would not make that assumption because I'm going to say in all probability that is the inhibition layer that you're wiping off, and there's probably a pretty good chance that your nail is fully cured. If you want to do a test to see if your gel is curing, what you can do is take an opaque surface, paint a layer of gel on it, put it under your lamp, fully cure it, peel the layer of gel off of that opaque surface, and look at the bottom of it and see, is there anything that looks kind of wet or sticky under there? And if the answer is yes, then you've got a problem with undercuring. Last but not least, let's look at our third question of the day. Wow, this is perfect. A perfect follow-up, actually, to the question that we just answered, because this is a fabulous example of gel that is not fully cured. May 1381 asks, any idea why my gel polish is flaking on the edges like this? We can see in this picture that there is color that is lifting from the color layer underneath it. In all likelihood, and also, you guys, another tell is where this is happening. So in this picture, this is this person's thumb, and it is the outer edge of their thumb. When you put your hand into a nail light, this outer edge of the thumb oftentimes can sit sideways like this in your nail lamp, and then no light will reach this area of the polish color that you're applying, and so it's not going to cure. A couple of fixes for this. One, they already said it in their post, but use thin layers. My sort of rule or advice when it comes to this is the first layer of polish that you put on, depending on the line, but in most cases, it shouldn't be opaque. That's how you know that you're putting on thin enough layers. So using thin layers. Number 2, making sure you're using, again, a light that has a high enough power to cure the line of gels that you're using. And 3, I think a really simple fix for this is if you're doing your gels at home, paint 4 of your nails, fully cure those for a minute, and then paint your thumb and put your thumb into the light like this, right? This is my light. Instead of putting all my fingers in, I do my 4 fingers, and then I do my thumb, and I hold my desk like this, put my light right on the edge, and then I fully cure my thumb facing upright. And that is a great way that you can make sure that your thumb is not getting missed by the lights. Okay, that's it for today. I feel like the answer to my first question is going to be 2/3 of this whole video, and then the last 2 are really similar today, but I think really important because it's very important that we know in this hobby whether or not we are curing our gels properly. You guys are asking great questions. I will continue to make these videos. I really enjoy them. If you have a specific question you want answered, you can also leave a comment and I will start going through the comments of these videos. I'm not getting enough views and no comments yet, so obviously I can't do that yet. But my hope is that eventually I will have a way to answer your direct questions to me instead of just going to Reddit and looking for Reddit questions. So yeah, if you want to start putting them in the comments or DMing them to me on Instagram, please feel free to do so and I will answer your questions as well. Okay, I hope you learned something new in this video and I hope you have a lovely day.